This building is 174 years old and it has some of the most beautiful solarium views I have ever seen of a waterfall and the Grand River itself. It's a very romantic atmosphere here at the Riverbank Mill restaurant in Cambridge. It's always a scary venture to open up a restaurant, and you actually took over an established restaurant. What were some of the things that you ran into that were both perhaps a plus and a minus?
Well, one of the biggest problems that we had was the fact that this place has been through so many owners over the years, and so there's been a terrible inconsistency. You'd come one day and it was one guy, you'd come another day and it was somebody else. I've now owned it longer than anybody else. But that was the hardest thing to overcome, was that people had tried it and would come back and it wasn't the same. So having that consistency, getting people to trust us was a big thing. Certainly the greatest thing about owning this place was the building and Galt itself. We really love Cambridge, but the downtown core is so gorgeous. This building is such a landmark, and it certainly helps us to get people in the door and to retain them with great service and food.
Did you fall in love with the views?
Oh, the view's amazing. Being on the water, it's such a primeval sort of thing. To look at fire or water is something that's such a captivating thing. And I think that we really do have the greatest view in the Grand River region. When they renovated this building back in the 80s, they were very clever to build the solarium outside so that you have that spectacular panoramic view of the river. So many of the old mills, they have these little tiny windows and you don't really have a chance to see much. Here it's floor to ceiling windows and it's like, wow.
And you have windows everywhere else in this building as well.
Yeah, definitely. The Grand River pretty much surrounds us on three sides. It actually still flows through our basement, but the view is just spectacular on all areas.
What's been your favorite part of owning your own restaurant?
Owning my own restaurant.
What gets you up every morning?
Well, certainly the guests. Getting to meet people in this town is amazing. You never know who's going to walk through your door. You never know who you're going to get to meet. We've ended up with some of our best friends just by people that came and sat at a table in my dining room. And getting to meet new people every day it's different. That's really been the best.
What thought process went into the menu selection?
The menu seemed to be, when we first started, it was all over the board. It really didn't make a lot of sense to me. What I really wanted to do was to concentrate on comfort food. Food that you remember your grandma making. Food that it looks great, sure, but there's substance to it, it's darn tasty, and you leave full. I think that slow cooking is much better than fast food, and having food that's made here. We produce everything within the building. We don't buy anything from outside. So everything is fresh daily. And having food that you remember as a kid as being one of your favorite meals that was darn tasty. That's really what I want people to remember.
For someone who's never set foot in here before, even though you've been here quite a while, what would you say to that person? We're
not as shishi as you might think. I know a lot of people look at the building and they think, wow, it's so elegant, it's so exclusive. I can't afford to go there. Dollar for dollar, certainly I think that we give great value, great service, and we definitely beat most of the chains on price. We're not as expensive as you think. Our menu really covers everything. We have seafood, pasta, chicken, as well as our steaks, which we're known for. But we really cover all the bases, and you're not going to break the bank by coming here.
Can you talk a little bit about the decor?
Well, you know, we really try to keep the character of the old building. The building itself is 174 years old. It's the oldest structure in town, and it's been a restaurant now for 30 years. We like to think of it as an old gentleman's club. The dark cherry woods, the fireplace, cozy, warm, with the view, which is just spectacular, and a lot of exposed stone, open beam ceiling in our banquet room, keeping in mind the fact that it's a very historic building.
The Riverbank Mill's executive chef, Alan Smith, is here with me today. And what are we making?
Today we'll be making my sunset salmon. It is a 8-ounce Atlantic salmon fillet that's going to be flamed off with a little bit of Grand Marnier and then topped with, well, with my cranberry and raspberry glaze. And I'm just going to place it in the oven for a matter of 7 to 8 minutes. Okay. Once the salmon is finished baking, I lay it on top of a bed of rice pilaf. Then I saute up 4 asparagus. And then I use a little bit of raspberry coulis to do a little design on the edges here. And I take a little bit of sweet potato hay, deep fry it, put it on top.
For a casually elegant private table for two, or 150, try the Riverbank Mill in Cambridge. And it's all right here on Grand River Living. Cheers!